Hey guys! Welcome back. This is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 17. This will be about Episode 16 of Season 1. Now, before I actually start talking about it, I just want to mention to you guys, this is also the first video of the new year for me, and before I start it, I just want to say, thank you all so much for the support you gave me for the first year of my channel and stuff. It's really helped me out a lot. And now I'll just get into the section of the episode. Like I said, it's Season 1, Episode 17. It's about Episode 16 of Season 1. Basically what happens is, Mimi's kind of complaining again. She's wondering if there's anywhere for them to, she's wondering how far they have to walk and stuff. And then Joe's saying that it's until Etamon can't find them anymore and stuff like that. And what happens after that is, Mimi's saying that she doesn't think there is such a place. And then Sora's thinking to herself, this is bad. She's like thinking to herself that what's going on is bad right now. And that everyone's becoming like so timid and afraid and stuff like that. And then Ty's asking them why they stop and why is everybody so scared, because they do have the crest. And then, oh, I should also mention this episode is significant for two things. I'll just explain the first one since I'm at it right now. The first thing it's significant for, it is the only time in the entire first season where, in my opinion, Ty acts like a bit of a bonehead, so to speak. I just thought I'd get that out of the way first. And he's telling them that they do got the crest. Like, he's telling them why they stopped and why they were so scared. Because after all, they do have the crest and stuff. And then what happens is Matt says that's true, and he's wondering if the crest will, if they know if the crest will actually allow Agumon to digivolve to the next level. And then later on, Ty kind of insults Agumon, saying that he's the only one that can digivolve further, so either he tries to go to the next form and save them from Etamon, or he'll go and get himself a new Digimon and stuff like that. And then what happens is, Tentamon flies in, he's like, not much of a choice. And then what happens after that is, Ty's asking how they're supposed to make the Digimon digivolve again. And then what happens is after that, Izzy's explaining that what they've seen with the other two Digivolutions from the other types of digivolving, it takes a lot of energy. Like, for example, they can't digivolve if they're hungry, and the partner of the Digimon must be in danger, like under attack or something. And I'll just explain how they make the Digimon digivolve with the crest in the first season. They have to portray the certain quality that matches the crest that they have to activate the crest power to make them digivolve, which Ty doesn't do in this episode. I just thought I'd get that out of the way also. And then Ty says that, and since it's a higher level of digivolving, he figures that even more energy is needed. So he says that so they'll provide the food and Etamon will provide the danger. And then what happens after that is it goes to where Etamon is, and he's like, you better watch out, you Digidestined. I'll find you, and when I do, you'll pray you'll never cross Etamon. You wish you never crossed Etamon. I'll get you. And then in the next scene, Ty is force-feeding Agumon food and stuff. And then later on, he tells them that everyone's giving him their food so he can digivolve. Is that right? And then Mimi says that they didn't give him their food. He took it from them. And what happens is Gabumon says that what happens is Gabumon says that the food won't do them any good because it won't because they still can't digivolve, so the food is basically useless to them. And then Joe makes a little joke about that. He's like, so those of us who don't work don't eat, huh? And then Tentamon's complaining a bit. He's like, but I'm hungry. And then later on, oh, I should quickly mention this. If you guys remember, this episode is also significant in the fact that if you guys remember, when I did Sora's character bio video, I stated that she and Ty knew each other before the events of summer camp, like years, like 4 years after the events of with the Digimon in the Hidden Beach area, so Daiba area during the original series. When they were at soccer camp together, basically. I just thought I'd get that out of the way since it shows up in the episode, and I just wanted to make sure I told you guys that. What happens after that is, after the image where it shows Ty and Sora in soccer camp, like I said, Sora says that Ty may seem to do things by himself, but whatever like crazy action he takes, does it for like the good of the team and stuff like that. But then she also said that because of all that was happening, she also said that his personality seems to have like changed ever since he got a hold of his crest of courage. And what happens after that is the Joe's tag reacts, and then Ty uses his mini telescope thing again, and then what happens is after that he notices what looks like a giant building or something, and then Joe runs over to the area because he thinks that's where his crest is, and then he trips on. Oh, I should also quickly mention this. As I stated with Joe's character bio, his crest is called the Crest of Reliability, but as I stated in his character bio, I also thought that is a weird name for a crest, in my opinion, kind of. Anyway, while he's running, he trips on one of Edamon's black cables, and then Goemon's wondering why there's a cable in the middle of nowhere, and then Edamon stops his trailer with the Monochromon pulling it, and he's like, something's caught in my network. And then he's like, the intruder's in the L7 sector. And then he looks around the area where it is, and then he's like, L7, L7. How does this thing work? And then the image of it shows up, and then one of the Gazamons wondering where it is, and he says that it's near the Coliseum. Now this is also going to sound kind of funny to you guys, but he says that that's where he holds his annual tribute to Misha, which is basically a tribute to himself. And he's wondering what they're doing all the way over there. And then one of the Gazamon makes a bit of a joke. He's like, well, maybe they wanted to get seats, boss. And then Edamon says that they'll have a perfect view for the surprise show he's planning for them. And then after he calls one of the Gazamon that's in the area and lets the one he's calling know about the guest, like the Digidestined showing up. The kids are in what they think is the Roman Colosseum, and what happens after that is Tentamon's wondering what the Roman Colosseum is, and Ty is telling Tentamon that it's like some kind of ancient arena, and then later on Mimi is telling them that the ancient one that they knew of didn't have big screens or like soccer goals, and then the soccer ball, like then Agumon kind of collapses a bit, and then Ty pushes him a bit too hard again, and then what happens is Joe tells them to give him a rest because the only actual clue they have is his tag, and then he tells them that he and Gomamon will look for the crest while the others rest and stuff. And then they run over to the area, and what happens is, after the soccer ball thing where he said, the image of a soccer ball shows up, and then what happens is, after they're playing with it and stuff, Ty kicks the ball with his foot, and then he hits the Gazamon that has the glasses, and the Gazamon with the glasses, like, falls down the stairs and stuff, and then he's yelling at his friends again. He's like, I can't believe you're playing soccer at a time like this. Would you use your heads for something other than hitting the ball? And he's like, the sooner Joe finds the crest, the sooner we can leave. And then Gomamon realizes that Joe's crest is glowing again, and the tag must be somewhere nearby. And then Edamon shows back up, and then they run to where the net is, and then the net falls on them, and then what happens is Edamon's like, goal! I sure did! I scored a goal! And then Ty realizes that the whole thing was like a trap, and then what happens after that is Tentamon's wondering if he's gonna. He said that he really. Does he really think he could trap us with a simple net? And then he flies into it, and then he's like, then there's electricity coming from the net, and he gets zapped. And then Edamon tells them that, and then he tells them that he really wanted to be there in person to handle this himself, but he's way too busy. And he's like, you know how we rock and roll legends are. And then he tells them that the axe substituting for them is a very kind of rare treat, and it turns out to be an evil version of Greymon. Now, I should also quickly mention this. This episode is significant in also the fact that it is the only time in the entire first season we will see the dark digital form of Greymon known as Skullgreymon. And the next time we will see that is episode 9 of season 2. Okay, I just thought I'd get that out of the way for you guys as well. And then, Ty Digivolves Greymon. Like, Digivolve Dogomon to Greymon, but when Greymon fights and tries to use his Noble Blast attack, they find out that he's like too full of food, and his reflexes are kind of sluggish. And then after they get Joe's crest, Edamon's complaining again. He's like, how do you like that? Not only did those little darlings escape, but they found another crest too! This is unforgivable! And then what happens is, Ty tries to jump and get it at the other Greymon, because the other condition for digivolving means that their partner must be in danger, and this is also significant, and it's the only time in the entire first season where kind of Ty acts like a bonehead. Like, the reason why is because he tries to force his Greymon to digivolve, and then it turns into Skullgreymon, like I said. Now, I'll just quickly mention what Skullgreymon's special attack is. I know this from Season 2, Episode 9. His special attack is called Dark Shot, which is basically that fish rocket thing that he has on his back, and he shoots it. And then later on, after they're fighting him, and after the other Greymon is defeated, and then what happens is, after that, the Skullgreymon just runs off, and then what happens is he starts to slowly losing his energy, and then Izzy's wondering what happened, and then Tentamon is saying that his energy ran out, and what happened after that is, it shows that he gets like, he's Koromon again, and then in the next scene he says the same thing, and then Ty's wondering if Koromon's alright. Now this is also going to sound kind of weird, guys, but in this episode, like near the end of it, the Koromon form that he's in this episode had like a little girly voice. I don't know why though. And what happens after that is, the Koromon is saying that he is, but he's done some terrible, horrible things, and that he savagely attacked 3 of his fellow Digimon, and he's telling Ty that he's sorry that he didn't live up to his expectations. And later on, Ty actually admits this himself. And then there's one small narration scene where, before the episode ends with a flash, what happens is Ty says that you were finally able to digivolve, but it was a huge mistake. I wonder if our Digimon will ever be able to digivolve the right way. One thing's for sure, I learned my lesson, and that's basically where the episode stops. So if you guys like this video on YouTube, just please give it the really best you can, because this is my first video of 2014, and I want to see it do really good. Until then, keep it digital.